Hello, everyone. We are finally live. Um, yeah, it's one of those YouTube technical difficulty moments that just did not work out very well. So thank you for being patient with me. I do appreciate that. Give me 1 second. Gotta take care of one little thing here. Be with you guys 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I'll take care of something real quick. All right, let's see who we have here in chat. And happy Wednesday, everyone. Like I said, I apologize again for the delay. It has been one of those fun, good times. Totally normal. Welcome in, Dee Dee. How's it going? Lidlock, good seeing you. Mike C. Using six wheels, good seeing you as well. Chris Stroll, welcome in. Joshua, how's it going? What up, people of the interwebs? Yes, the interwebs people have arrived. It's fun chatting with other people who are disabled on rycandoit, a totally normal channel. Fun chatting with the two who are also disabled too. Yeah, fun chat with everyone. I love this live chat. Like, live chat is honestly, I look forward to it every Wednesday. Like, oh man, we're gonna be having this every Wednesday. Like, yes, please, let's do it. You're the first one to like button. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Totally normal. So my YouTube post we have it. Oh, Orion, welcome in, sir. I actually need to copy and paste your name and add you into the yeah, you know where I need to add you into. We've already talked about it. Dee Dee, we're talking about 65%, 65% of 65% of what they're taking. Got it. Let's see, what else are you guys talking about? A muddy water slide. Oh boy. Who else did I miss? I think I got everyone. Wade, hey Wade, see you down there at the bottom. Stream Elements bot finally made it. What else we got? Wanzo, how's it going, sir? Awesome Minnesota, how's it going? White Raven, glad you're here. And yeah, I think it looks like I kind of got everyone. I need to get caught up here on chat. So it looks like, yay, us cripples can talk. Nice, that's good. Probably won't be chatting much. I'm watching on your S3 mobile. S3, wow, that's a classic phone there, sir. Or did you mean $3 mobile? Sorry, I misread that. So multiple people have sent me messages saying they have flipped their chairs without the anti-tippers. See, I totally knew that had to have been a thing. Like, I swear, without anti-tippers, you're asking for a crap ton of trouble. Like, you're just asking to tip over. I'm just saying, those Permobiles are known for tipping, especially F3s. Let's see. No one can copy and paste me, or no one wants to copy me, something like that. I mean, not literally like copy and paste, but just, copy and paste. Man, I have some interesting news to chat with you guys about. All the, there's been some, I don't know, different things going on as far as I know everyone's been asking me about what's the status update for, the wheelchair, stuff like that. And it's going. They did go ahead and they actually had called me and had told me that the insurance company called me and said, hey, your wheelchair is approved. I'm like, sweet, wheelchair is approved. This is great news. And it turns around and then they said, so I'm like, sweet, I'm going to call the DME. I'm going to try to get my appointment for a custom molded cushion and backrest set up a little bit sooner than when it was scheduled. And yeah, I basically got that hurried up and called them. And then I talked to the DME and they're like, oh, yeah, so insurance only covered, they covered all of it, but you have to pay, 20% of the seat elevator, which is a little bit different than what, yeah, it wouldn't be that it's not the, it's not that big of an amount. Like the whole cost of the seat elevator, it's like 20%, which isn't bad at all. I know a lot of people have to pay completely outrageous, 20% for the whole entire chair. So I'm very thankful for it. But it just threw me off that the insurance said everything's covered, and the DME is like, oh, you need to pay, 20%, which is, like I said, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of more of a, I wish I would have known so I can kind of like plan for it financially just to make sure I can get the chair ordered, because the DME says they won't order the new chair until after they get their payment, which, yeah, which makes sense. Let's see, check here in chat. Oh, your mobile is from back $3 mobile. Gotcha. Don't say name, but same DME as previous. No, a new one, but the same DME that had the issue with trying to order a cable for 6 months. It should have been a simple, and the place that replaced my motors, if that helps you at all. Correct. They refused to order until I paid them just 20% of the seat elevator. I'm like, seriously? Yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, like I said, in the scheme of things, I'm very thankful they're covering all of it. And like, you get a phone call to say your chair is like covered. Like, that's pretty, like, I've never heard of that happening. So I thought that was pretty cool. But then to find out that it's covered, but there's a fine print that we didn't tell you about. So I'm still working out details with the insurance company and the local DME. So I can get the chair ordered. They're being kind of a little bit flaky about it, and their comment to me was, because I asked them like, so can you kind of give me like a timeline, like if you ordered this chair, like is Permobil still behind? Like, do you have any information? She's like, oh, we don't really order those kind of chairs, so we don't really. I can't tell you any information. I'm like, great. I'm a little bit nervous about having this company that doesn't normally order these kind of chairs or this brand of chair, Permobil. So that's gonna be yeah, that's gonna be a little sketch. I'm like, let me get this straight. You fix them and you work on them, but you've never ordered really one before. I don't know. I honestly think it's just a brand new person that works there, and yeah, that's all it comes down to. It's just brand new people working there. They just don't know. Let's see. DD saying, and VS without antidippers would equal a broken face. Yeah, I'm assuming that the VS is just as tippy. My standing wheelchair, I took off the anti-tippers and I have a broken face. Yeah, taking off anti-tippers is not a good idea. Damn insurance need to cover it. Yeah, I agree. Like, it just, and the thing that cracks me up about it, and it's kind of really small, and I kind of brought it up on Discord, is that like, they covered it before. Like 2017, they covered the whole thing and it wasn't a problem. But now it's like, so what changed with insurance? And now they won't cover all of it, which, like I said, in the scheme of things, it's very minor. It just kind of, yeah. Yeah, yes, awesome. And so you are correct, and I am, and exactly, I totally agree with you. And that's kind of my fight with them. That I don't have to do that 20% because I have both coverage. I'm like, did you bill it properly? And they could not answer any of the questions at all, as far as how they build it, or like I said, the people that work there have no clue. I feel like on how to even handle this process, because it took me calling them to let them know the chair got approved before they even contacted me. So. But I'm a squeaky wheel. What can I say? Hey, Sming, welcome in, sir. Someone likely messed up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking someone just wasn't doing the right thing, right checkbox, wrong insurance code. I don't know. Who knows? They swear that they talked to both insurance companies. Like I said, I'm gonna call my insurance company, get to the bottom of it, get it resolved. The good news is, it looks like things are going in the right direction. I should have the new wheelchair ordered. My goal is hopefully by Friday, if everything works out, and then yeah, go from there. And yes, I did order anti-tippers just in case anybody's wanted to ask that in chat. Yeah. But Ryan, I see your new name is now blue, sir. So that my little copy and paste worked. Call your state, yeah. Yeah, also Minnesota. Calling the state Medicaid office is like you got to pull out your hair for at least 3 days to get anywhere with them. But yeah, I will definitely reach out to them and get something and get the process rolling. So, and it's interesting. The insurance company is both Medicare and Medicaid, so that's kind of this like, yeah. So it's a one-stop shop as far as a call goes. I just got to get to the right person that can answer my questions. Yeah, squeaking quietly is good. Papers do fall behind filing cabinets more often than you think. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I'm sure people's orders and stuff get messed up all the time. And if there's anybody here in chat or is watching this video right now that's in the process of thinking about ordering a new chair, or it's becoming that time of the year, like, stay on top of your DME. These people have already dropped the ball twice. Like, I started this process back last March, and some things happened, and they ended up not taking care of it within 60 days, and the insurance company made me restart the whole process again. So make sure you stay on top of your DME. That's the best advice I can give to anybody on this live stream is stay on top of your DME. They will not be responsive and take care of things for you. You have to be the advocate for yourself and push and fight for all of it, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, be nice, but definitely call them every 14 days. Like, hey, I'm still here. What's the status? Yeah. And or do email if you prefer email. I know some DMEs hate email, but I always prefer a paper trail if I get one. I feel like phone calls are harder to keep track of paper trail wise, but just keep good documents, I guess, of who you talk to. All right, let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay, a couple messages there from Totally Normal on Discord. Use a cushion, but stay on top. Yeah, that's true. I should get a chair this year, trying to run my deductible out. Yeah, I mean, if that would help you with going towards your deductible, yeah, for sure, Joshua. So today's title, disability, no ability, no problem. I figured we're going to do some random talk-ups and have some good laughs for today. Orion has kindly been working behind the scenes with me and coming up with some fun content for us to be able to slap into chat, share with everyone, talk about. So I'm going to open up that document here real quick. And we're going to talk about some interesting things and some news articles that have come up, and we're just going to kind of see where things go. So give me a second here. I need to open up another browser for sharing purposes, so that way we're not sharing things on screens we're not supposed to. You know how good I am at that. That seems like that happens at every single time we do this. I end up putting something on the screen that shouldn't be there, which I think that's just what I should be known for. That should be like the go-to thing. What do you guys think? Should that be like the known thing that I do? Like putting personal information in my live streams? I feel like it happens constantly. So I think we're going to start out with something a little bit fun that we came across on the interwebs. I don't remember where we found this video, but yeah, sharing's caring. Yeah, like latest tech tips. Yeah, that's true. Just be like, I don't know, we're gonna call these like disability. Well, these aren't really disability tips, but maybe that would be a new thing. Maybe that's a new thing. Maybe we need to start that. Anyways, we're pulling up two different videos here. And how many of you have ever heard of a travelator? Otherwise, kind of like the fancy, you know, escalator that you would see like at a mall. They're also well seen at airports as well. That's another spot that these things are seen at. Let's see. Of course, you gotta love it when I'm trying to pull up the video. It is not working correctly. Oh, give me one more second. I'm gonna try it again. YouTube is being cranky. When you try to load up a video that's not in your normal browser, it gets cranky. Why? Why, internet? Why are we doing this? Oh, okay. So in case anybody ever wanted to know, if you're ever opening up a YouTube link and you're not in your default browser, you're not signed in, it will not allow you to watch a linked short video. YouTube videos, not a problem. I can open those up all day long, but for some reason, if I'm not logged in, I can't see YouTube short videos that are linked. So there you go. There's something new. I hit the people over full speed this week with Franklin. Yeah, kind of things at the airport. I don't take your power chair on them here. Oh, that's so much fun. Oh, the cops do get cranky though, but it's so much fun. All right. So this is pulling up here a video. This is in Australia. It's at a mall. I apologize for this video. I did not make this video, so it's very like shaky cam. So any of you that get nauseous or you have this on your TV, you might want to like turn away for the next 30 seconds so you don't get nauseous. Like it's pretty bad, but it's really interesting. I've never seen an escalator style, but with no stairs. It's completely flat, but yet it's going up to a whole nother floor, and it kind of makes me wonder. Like I've seen somebody in a wheelchair. Um, I can't think of her name right now. Um, Orion, tell me who that was again. I know Orion knows. Anyways, let's watch this video real quick. I left the audio off because there's really nothing, but she's literally sitting on the seat. Look at it, it's like perfectly flat, no steps. And it's just, I don't know. It just looks very, I think I'll go back down here in a second. It's just interesting. It's completely, that there's no steps and it's going down. I mean, I can't tell what the angle, oh yeah, wheels, no heels, yeah. So she actually rode this in her manual chair up. It's very kind of hard to tell based on this video the degree, but it's going from one floor to another. So that's got a pretty decent amount of degree. Okay, now it gets a little shaky cam. Sorry about that, people. Like I said, I did not make this video. But I just thought that was really interesting because it kind of brought up the subject. Is like, well, what about accessibility of something like that? That'd be something you could like park a wheelchair on it with a handle if it's like a 13%, grade, 10%. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Like it looked like a. Yeah, I know her short is a lot better, and I wish I could pull it up, but it won't. It's not letting me. Maybe we will paste the short in link in. We will post that in chat so you guys can watch the short yourselves, since you guys are logged into YouTube and I am not in this particular browser for some reason. But I'll be glad to pop it into chat for you guys. All right, here's the short video you guys can watch. That's not shaky cam like that was. So. But I just wanted to kind of have you guys, maybe like some of you wanted to watch it and talk about it because I thought it was very interesting. That's true. I guess I can do the crop with OBS. All right, hold on. I'll give you guys. Let's see if I can pull it up on here. Hold on. This is signed into my YouTube account. That's all. Okay, I got it. All right, we got volume. Can I back up a short? Well, let me replay it. No, I got to play it through, it looks like, and then let me see if I just refresh it here. I know it's only on the screen for a couple seconds, but you can see that. I'm going to refresh it one more time. Watch it at the beginning. See? That just looks crazy steep to me. Yeah, I do need a troll account. Looks like a pretty cool little place, though. I've never seen escalator kind of style thing like that. Food looks good too. I don't know. Has anybody ever seen anything like that in the US anywhere? Oh, actually a pretty cool little toilets there too. Wow. I didn't see this part of the of her video. That's kind of cool. Huh. There you go. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, like as far as like accessibility goes. I wonder what the idea behind a flat escalator like that is. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's just interesting to have that kind of level of accessibility. It kind of, like I said, remind me of the airport. Like when we go to like Portland airport, I know has a few of those. I know Chicago has those as well. Yeah, it was very interesting. I figured I wanted to kind of bring it up and see if anybody had any other links or any other videos anybody could share that shows that uh, escalator. And it did look longer, yes, Joshua. I have to agree with you. It did look a little bit longer than the standard um, escalator. Yeah, I mean, I would do that. I don't know if I would trust, my power wheelchair brakes on something like that, but yeah. Or I know that Ryan just said it reminded him of riding the conveyor belts at his very first stockroom job, and the thing it kind of reminds me of too is like the back end of like the airport, where the luggage is going behind the scenes. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like it's a luggage belt, but obviously it's just a longer flat escalator. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up to see if anybody has seen that anywhere else in the United States. It's something I've never seen. I just wanted to share that with everyone and see what everyone's thoughts were on it. Amazon package sorting belts. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Never seen before. Yeah, right. It's something that I don't think we really have here in the States at all. Do we have anybody that's not from US in chat that has anything like that where you're from? Oh, looks like Totally Normal has maybe found additional ones. Or is this from the airport? You at PDX. Okay. Give me a second. I have another video here from Totally Normal demonstrating a flat one. North Dakota definitely not cool enough for stuff like that. Right? Like it's not something that would normally be seen there. All right, let me get desktop audio so you guys can hear what's going on. Let's do a little scene switch.
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Full speed. You hit the bump at the end. Oh, you slowed down.
That's a nice speed. Oh yeah. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Right, just right onto it. I'm pretty sure that sign said no carts, no. I'm pretty sure I had a couple different warnings on there. But that's okay. That's what makes it fun. Oh, that was a couple of days ago. Oh, okay. That was actually recent. Well, there you go. You guys have seen the inside of PDX Airport at 10 miles an hour on one of those. I'm always worried about when you're going down that, like banging and crashing into the side. Like, I think that would be really, like, I'd be worried about that. Like, he's like bouncing off the walls because it seems very narrow. Yeah, and I think Dee Dee was saying that that's where she got in trouble with security, right, Dee Dee? You're driving one of those, you got in trouble. I don't know why you get in trouble with that, especially at the airport, like especially if it's empty. Like they really can't be getting mad at you if it's empty. All right. So let me see what else we have here in Linkland. All right. I have another little fun thing for us to talk about, which I found is very interesting because you know how we have been chatting for the last couple of live streams about basically an accessible city, right? That would work out for like a wheelchair meetup. I know it's something we've kind of talked about, and Orion was came across an article that says new research names the world's most accessible cities. I was like, what? Accessible cities? And some of the cities I was actually talking about, thinking about, are actually on the list. So I'm going to go ahead and share the list, chat, and then we'll go ahead and we will pull it open on chat so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Oh, we do not want your newsletter. Sorry. All right, new research names world's most accessible cities. So domestically, though, on this list is what we really care about. We have the Las Vegas, New York, and Orlando, Florida. And I really don't know about the New York. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to New York, and it was somewhat accessible. I really don't know what it was like as far as taxi cabs and stuff go. I did not ride any type of accessible cab when I was in New York City. I have in Vegas, and I have not in Florida, but I don't know if Florida has accessible cabs or not. I'm guessing there might be a couple or two. Yeah, so this study was conducted by a valuable 500. It's a group of CEOs for major companies including Apple, Google, Coca-Cola, and Procter & Gamble that have committed to disability inclusion. Yeah, so this is just an interesting little article that came across, talked about the that they came across this thing. They did a survey of like 3,500 people with disabilities globally and tried to figure out what was kind of the best thing. And I found this very interesting here at the bottom. It said, in a survey of 1,000 U.S. travelers with disabilities, the group found that 2/3 faced stressful and unsafe situations due to accessibility issues, and 20% reported feeling unsafe and scared while traveling, which I think that very last part, 20% out of 1,000 people say they felt unsafe and scared to travel. I think I'm going to have to agree with that because there's so much of the unknown when you're traveling is, oh, is that going to be accessible? Is that hotel going to work? Am I going to be able to get a cab or a car from the, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I found it was a very interesting article. Wanted to see anyone's opinion on it. I can at least tell you guys, as far as accessibility goes, Las Vegas has really good accessibility. They have accessible cabs that will get you from the airport to any of your hotels in Las Vegas. There are in between 5 and maybe 7 or 8 now hotels in Las Vegas that have accessible rooms with built-in Hoyers in the ceiling for those of you that need Hoyers for transferring. And not only that, just the regular accessible rooms if you don't need a Hoyer. Their accessible rooms are really awesome, wide open spaces, and all the venues too. Like if you go to like a concert, for any concerts in Vegas, it's always been, I don't know, for at least me, accessible. I went there for 8 years straight, every year on my birthday in my 30s. So as far as an accessible city goes, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, which is, I don't know. I find it very interesting that the only, and maybe somebody else can correct me if you guys have found this anywhere else, but I've never seen a domestic U.S. hotel in the United States that has a ceiling Hoyer built into the rooms except for Vegas. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody else has seen it or heard of it. That's just something that I've never seen before. And I think it's kind of crazy that, like, what White Raven's saying is, casino money equals accessibility. It's like, wait a minute. Like, how does that correlate? Like, that to me is kind of a little crazy there. And I feel like what Raven's also said about, worry about travel accessibility, I feel like a lot of people do. And not only that, airlines. Let's not even get started on the airlines conversation. We can go down this rabbit hole. Is, airlines destroying chairs. I mean, it's just a constant thing that nobody really wants to go and do that. You think Florida? You would think, I don't know. I have not stayed at a major hotel in Florida before, so I cannot say. I had the Totally Normal NI back in 2000. I think it was 2017. We were at the World Cup for Power Soccer in Florida, and we were lucky enough to rent a like an Airbnb house. It was not really accessible, like it was not set up as an accessible house. It just worked out being one story, and we just made it work. So we did not stay at a hotel, so I don't know what hotels are like down there. But I agree. I think Florida would definitely should have some. Gambling is equal opportunity. I mean, yeah. You got a point. You got a point there. Need to have a talk with airlines and factories that make the planes. Yeah, I agree. I have stayed at West Palm Beach twice in very rich area. I was able-bodied back then. Okay, gotcha. I mean, something I guess I'm gonna start, checking on Google and checking. But like I said, I've never seen a Hoyer built into a hotel room except for in Las Vegas. So, like I said, if any of you need a Hoyer and you're looking for like a vacation, you want to guarantee it's accessible, Las Vegas has you covered. I don't remember all the hotels that have the Hoyer system. I do know that the Wynn does, and I also believe New York does. I can't think of the other hotels, but there's a couple websites that you type in like Hoyers and hotel rooms in Las Vegas, it'll pop up, and you can look up to see what hotels in Vegas have ceiling Hoyers. But the Wynn has a really nice one. It's a split track system that will go. It takes you from like the bed to the tub, and then it has a split track. One takes you to a shower, and then the other one takes you over to the toilet. Which I thought was really cool that they were able to like basically track the whole entire hotel room for anybody to get around, which I thought was pretty cool. The hotels there must be just so big that they can spare rooms for that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess hotel room like numbers, like the total amount of hotel rooms. Yeah, I think you're right there, White Raven. I think that's why they're able to have those kinds of rooms and put in that kind of uh, investment into the ceiling Hoyers. And the ceiling Hoyers are a good name brand ceiling Hoyer. They're Sure Hands ceiling Hoyers, which is the same brand I use. They're super reliable. Um, yeah, so and they're about anywhere from $5 to $50,000 depending on how much track you put in, per area. So I think that was really cool that they, like I said, that they have that. So maybe Vegas needs to be on our radar. Maybe that's what we need to go. Like the one-stop shop that has everything maybe we need. You guys have to let me know. Um, let's see. I think that there was actually that there was a thing about a ceiling Hoyer that was a link that Orion found, I think, on the disability adaptation. I believe that was the correct link. Toward the bottom. Yeah, yeah. Found it. I think they also have, is there photos of ceiling Hoyers there, Orion? Yes, there is. See if I can pull this open here without it having a cow. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys are going to really think this is very interesting. Let me go back here to the beginning, and I'm going to share this with you guys. Desktop time. So this is a very interesting company. This company is called the IAD company. I don't know. I didn't make up the name. So check out this Hoyer system. So it's got a track here, and there's another track here you can't see, and then basically a Hoyer that's like hidden inside here. But then this whole entire track looks like this whole track can section sideways like this way. Okay, that you can't really see anything from that angle. There we go. So here's the other side, right? And look, so the track, there's a Hoyer built in, there's a Hoyer in here, so that can go right, left. And then this track slides over and lines up perfectly with that track, and you can go into the bathroom. Like, how sweet is that? There we go. That shows a little bit better of how that would work. I wonder how they line this up, these two things. Think of like a magnet? Maybe? That looks like a really nice little Hoyer system. I need to get one of those. And then once you get into this track, look, you got the tub here, toilet there, all and the track can move right and left as well. Wow, that's pretty sweet. Oh, of course. I mean, yeah. Can I get that tub, please? Like I could. um, where is this company out of? That's what I want to know. Wow, that's really cool. Interesting. Um, let's see. Where are they? What country are they in? Contact. I have a feeling that they're somewhere not in the United States. Trying to see if it says it looks like this is Europe somewhere. I'm guessing. I don't know, but I'm guessing this is somewhere in Europe. NHS Yoha. Yeah, it's gonna be super expensive. I'm gonna have to agree with you guys on that one. Looks like Las Vegas with lights in the tub, right? How's it going, Carl? Welcome in, sir. Yeah, I don't know if we really need RGB in the bath, but you know, why not? Let's have a little RGB, right? Uh, let's see. It looks like I missed quite a bit here. Also helps lots of buildings were designed and built after an ADA became law. That's true. Need a better campground, accessible showers and bathrooms. Yeah, at campgrounds, yeah, that'd be awesome to have something like that. Probably a solenoid pins or something, yeah. Yeah, it's totally cool. Like, it's a really awesome kind of ceiling thing. I've never really seen that before. I see big power supply and tubes behind you. Oh, yeah, there's some things happening back there. Yes. It's been I guess we can take a little pause and talk about what the week has been like. Before we jump into finding more random topics here that we're coming into. This has been a really tough week. There's been some caregiving things that have been going on that have delayed my ability to continue working on that project. So I'm hoping to get back onto it the rest of this week. And I have been having some successful interviews for new hires for my afternoon shift, which would be great. I'm actually going to have one, maybe possibly shadow one of my caregivers tomorrow in the morning. So that's super awesome. And then this week I have been out withering the cold, as they say, trying to stay warm. And I've been going door to door to all my local businesses, helping fundraise for the Power Soccer team. So we can have the chance to get 6 sanctioned games in between now and April, and the closest team for us is California. So we need, $15,000-$20,000 to cover the cost of our travel. There's 7 athletes total, and we're working towards that cause. And yeah, so I've been doing that for pretty much get up in the morning, get through my morning routine. After my morning routine's done, go out the door and spend 2-3 hours hitting up the town. The rain, the cold, didn't really matter. Just to see if I could get some fundraisers, and yeah, got some funds from some donations, and it's been good. Yes, this is a Power Soccer hoodie. It's got soccer without power. In the very bottom, it says boring, because you gotta have power if you're gonna have soccer. It's just the way it goes. I think this needs to maybe turn into like merch. Like, I think people would buy this. At least those that are in the Power Soccer world, I think, would buy it. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Staying out in the cold, getting all that done. It's been very successful. Everything's going really well so far. Very happy with the way everything's going. Yeah, things are great. So that is all things looking up. So I've got the wheelchair looking up. Hopefully get some new hire caregivers looking up, and then if I can get the if I get the wheelchair straightened out, then I think everything would be really good. Any comments on braving the cold and fundraising? Has anybody ever had to do anything like that for your local town or city? Have you guys had to go through door to door and asking people for fundraising money. Has anybody ever had to do that? I do have one story. That is one place. I won't mention who they were at all. But we went in there and it just was not a very welcome. It was just very, I don't even know. Let's just say that the lead, it just, yeah, I can't even get into too much detail. So it's just in case I won't mention. But basically went in there and they did not have a very positive attitude. To kind of like, what do you want? What are you doing? And then once I kind of, told them what it was, then they were okay, and then they were able to actually be a donor. But it's just the way that they first started was very off-putting in the very beginning. So, but it did all work out in the end. So those of you that have had to do that, don't be put off by people being rude at first, because a lot of them just don't know who you are or what you're doing. I guess I don't know. I can't believe your dedication with the weather being meh. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It was meh. I mean, it was bad. It was definitely a lot of. It was cold. Let's just say that those 2 nights, and since then my feet have been cold since Sunday. We had power soccer practice and got out in the rain in there, and then been in the rain again. And it's been constant rain since. So maybe I'll thaw out and warm up tomorrow. Hopefully. All right, gonna bring up another fun topic, and I know it's something that we talked about last live stream as well. Remember we were kind of talking about like off-road wheelchair and trying to do like a custom build one. We were kind of talking about it a little bit. Well, I'm sure all of you have seen this person before or know who this is. I'm sure you guys have all been there. There's I guess it's kind of more like an online forum and kind of a blog that's been around the internet for a long time called wheelchairdriver.com. I'm sure most of you are very familiar with it, have seen it. There's been articles about it. And I wanted to talk about, I guess that there is a newer, chair that this person has built. This guy has made his own chairs. I think calls them, what's it called? Like the BM series, I think. I think it's like based on his name. But his site has been around for a very, very long time. Let me pull it up here for you guys so you can see. It's very, very old school. But in case there's anybody in chat or watching this video later on that's thinking about, maybe I want to do some sort of, custom built chair or anything. This guy has a lot of interesting information about motors and different things. And yes, lots of controversy. So we won't get into controversies. We won't talk about the message board. We're going to ignore that. This is going to be talking about the wheelchair itself, which I do know there's some controversies. But I did find that I think that it had some, if anybody wanted to go into it, it had some very interesting information about the, oh gosh, what is that thing called? The controller that he's using is a very specific controller. And it talks about a lot of the programming and stuff that he's done with the controller. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the useful information. It's not about the, yeah. Let's see here. There we go. Here's the BM3. So I want to talk about the, there you go. This is a great location as far as learning about the Robotech controller that allows you to run up to like 45 volts. And he just talks about how he has it set up. Talks about composition and throw adjustment. It's just a really super technical thing. And there's also all the code for it is also shared. So if there's anybody in chat that's looking into maybe doing this, and this is a really great resource, and a good place to go to, as far as learning all about this stuff and how it works and how he has it set up and his lithium-ion battery pack. And yeah, and like I said, the code for it is shared. I don't know where that code is shared, but I'm assuming it's somewhere, a drink link on the message board. But yeah, I mean, Robotech is completely something that's out of, like, price wise, is out of something that would be out of my price range for the custom chair I'm building. That's why I'm sticking with RNet. But I just wanted to share this in case there's anybody in chat that wanted to, um, you know, do that. But I did like that basically the chair does do 15 miles an hour. That I thought was pretty impressive. With obviously he's running 48 volts, that's why he's able to get that kind of speed. But yeah, I just wanted to share this link in chat, and I'm sure some of you heard of it, and those that you haven't, it's a great resource. And that's all. Just wanted to kind of point out the resource as far as custom building. Uh, yeah, and yeah, is it on this exact page, or is it on a different page there, Raven? Maybe I missed it. This talks about the construction, talks about what different tires. Hey, I have those exact tires sitting on some wheels ready to get installed. Yeah, RNet is way better for the day-to-day. This is something that's yeah, this is something that would be like completely custom one-off kind of chair that you're going to use at your own risk and hope that you survive. And I mean that seriously. Like, that's, yeah, but pretty cool little thing. So anyways, the link is there if anyone wants to check it out. I wanted to share with everyone in case, like I said, in case anybody else in chat, like, I want to build my own custom wheelchair and my own, everything. This will at least allow you to be able to do that. But it's basically, you can get it to 150 amps at 45 volts versus the 120 amps at 24 volts you can get with the RNet system. So yeah, just figured it'd be kind of a cool thing to share with everyone. Yeah. Is Jerry Rig making wheelchairs or accessible e-bikes? Isn't he making a smaller version of not a wheelchair? I know he's making he already has one not a wheelchair, and I think he's making a smaller version of not a wheelchair, I thought. It's on that site. You pulled it down from there. Yeah, I'm sure the link is on there somewhere. I was just missing. It's really hard to read on that black background and white. And it's obviously not mobile or responsive, so it doesn't change the font size or anything with the content. 45 miles self-range, self-claim miles. Yeah, because your bounder can do 40, right? With no problem. So, I mean, lithium-ion battery packs are kind of where it's at. And actually, speaking of that, I had a friend of mine tell me about a lithium-ion battery pack that he got, that he started using on his wife's chair, and has been getting really good mileage with it. And I think he said he's charging the wheelchair like every, oh man, I think every 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. Let me pull up the link here on my phone. Give me 1 second. Apologize for looking down. I just don't remember exactly what the brand was, but I have it in a text message. So when in doubt, look at the text message, right? If only if I could pull these up on my computer, that'd be great. Okay, I found it. I just wanted to look up, make sure I didn't give you guys the wrong link to lithium ion battery company that you guys were like, what are you talking about, dude? Nope, not Dakota. Dakota was on the list, but Amper Time. I know. I did not make up the name. Anyways, he was, let's see, if I go shop, oops. We need the 24 volt. I need 24 volt, please. So they have 100 amp hour, 24 volt, and they also have a 200 amp hour built-in BMS, currently priced at 700, which I didn't think was terrible. I don't remember what he told me to what he paid, and he also had to buy a different, yeah, a different thing. But yeah, so I don't know what Dakota lithium prices are, but I've heard good things about Dakota, and I've heard some good things about this with my friend that got this. Like I said, his wife's chair has been charging the batteries every 3 weeks. He had to get a separate charger and stuff for it, but so far it's been good. And yeah. Just wanted to share. Oh, the link to the speed controller script was in the PDF for version 3 of his chair. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the other thing is too. I think a lot of people are going to have dimension issues. And yes, this is from our mutual friend, Totally Normal, that we both know. Yes, sir. Yep, Mr. B from Florida, we'll call him. You may want to wait a while and the snow is flying out. Ah, gotcha. I was kind of worried. I forgot I missed part of the conversation there. There you go. I think you need to maybe. Is it time for you to head on out that way yet? Totally Normal. To go to Utah direction. You're waiting for the snow. Gotcha. Well, let me know when you go. I might just tag along. Get out of Oregon for a little while. Anyways, so I want to share this. It does have the dimensions down here. 21 by 8.2 by 8.5. That's the dimensions for the specific company. I don't know about Dakota, but and 47 pounds, which if you compare what takes two, MK AGM batteries at 35 a pop, that's not terrible. So, but yeah, for something that's probably this length, if it doesn't fit your chair, you can always do an extension. I've seen people just add like a piece of steel, do an extension. So, oh yeah, and Totally Normal also hopefully get a chance to visit Jerry Rig while he's down there. So there you go. So as somebody except that I know has got this for his wife and just wanted to share that, I can put the link to that in chat in case there's anybody that's, I don't know, looking into anything like that. Weight isn't that big of a deal, but the depth of charge is key. It's basically double the lead acid counterpart. Yeah, and I forget what type of charger he got. I believe it was a 20 amp controller or 20 amp charger, sorry, that he was using with that they recommended that he bought. I also did, yeah. So anyways, just wanted to share that. Something a friend told me about this week, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Just a brand I've never heard of. And I do know there's also the other brand that was brought up earlier, Dakota Lithium, which I don't know anything about as far as like brand. I don't know anybody else that has a lithium. Actually, I think this is the second person I know with a lithium ion battery in their power chair. Besides, obviously, the one that's in Totally Normal's other chair, but in the Bounder. But minus the Bounder, I have not too many people I know that have lithium in their chairs. Because it would require an external charger. You can't use your typical Promobile, RNet connection charger. That's not going to work. But, if you're investing that kind of money, you got to look at it's, if it's $600, $700 for a battery, and, if your insurance company is paying $600 for 2 MK batteries, it kind of, it's not terrible in the scheme of things. I feel like the pricing's come down. I remember when lithium ion battery packs like 4 or 5 years ago were like $5,000. So to have the prices come down on that, super awesome. And I'm still gonna look up, see if I missed that link on chair that I missed. But yeah, so there's the battery. And then I believe, yes, there's a whole entire, let me see where this guy has his, wow. Okay, so remember how we were talking about a broken wheelchair? There is a direct link to a PDF that also has the download information for those that would want that as well. not to backtrack, but here's a link for that PDF in case anybody wants to actually get a hold of the code used in that Robotech controller. There's a link for that. Once you open up that PDF, scroll down to page 9. There is a link. There you go. Thank you, Orion, for bringing that up. Let's see. It would be nice if they made them in the same size as most chairs take. Yeah, right? All it would take is one lithium company that would make them affordable and in the size that would fit most chairs. That would be awesome. How well do lithium batteries do over time? Most of them have been said to do like around 10 years. That's kind of like the go-to thing that they say that they're good for 10 years. Which, you know, depends on your power chair, but most people are going through batteries every 2 to 3 years on their power chair, depending on miles and how hard you are in chairs, kind of thing. So I don't think, I mean, but I haven't known anybody that's had one for 10 years to say that it's lasted that long, so. The boat market is cutting the prices for battery lithium. That is, the demand is pushing more companies into the business. Yeah, and I hope that the more demand there is for it and the more companies come out, then the prices will keep continuing to go down because they're going to want to try to get everyone's business. I also feel like that the lithium ion batteries are also making a big splash in the like people are making like custom vans and buses and like solar systems. I feel like those are really awesome, popular batteries. People are buying instead of going with the AGMs, they're buying that to get a little bit more longevity out of them. Lifeboat batteries does the best so far in the mass market. Okay. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the market, but with the lack of low gravity weight, does the lighter weight lithium batteries change the stability of the chair? That is an excellent question, Dee Dee. I will find out. My friend that I know that has that installed in his wife's chair. Um, I don't really know how much of a speed demon if she still is or not. She used to be. So I'll have to find out if that changes the way the stability of the chair works. I never thought about that. That could totally affect the stability. I mean, you're losing 50 pounds, so maybe it could be more tippy, possibly. Yeah, so 50 pounds total. So yeah, I'll find out. That's a good question. I do know somebody else that has it, but they just literally have like an extension hanging out the back of their chair, the way they designed it, so that way they can get like a 50-mile range on their batteries. But it's an old school chair built like a tank. It's like an old Invacare TDX chair. There's somebody else I know that has a battery pack like that. Suspension will need to be redesigned. You think suspension must be completely redesigned for a different 50 pounds of battery, or is that something that can just be adjusted? Just clarifying the word redesign there, if you meant like redesign completely or just maybe change out like some different shocks or something on a power chair. Extra slab of steel. That's true. Wouldn't be that hard to put to bolt on a 50-pound piece of steel on the bottom. Oh, scroll up on chat a little bit. Oh, yes, actually, my Permbill guy says one of the reasons they haven't adopted new battery tech. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the scroll reminder. Appreciate that, sir. Moderators always always on it. Love it. But that makes sense though, because I mean the Chrome wheel guy is going to change the way it changes it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Oh, how many? I know we were kind of talking about like things people have done. I know we last week's video we showed a friend of ours, Jacob, who did skydiving, and we showed that video and stuff. one of the things that I'm always about and like finding out about is basically, I don't know, accessible things that are out there for people to maybe not everyone would necessarily think about or know about. Such as, like, for me, for example, I had no idea that there was adaptive sports and that there was power soccer or any of that. Like, I had no idea any of that even existed. And I feel like there's other like sports and different things that are out there that I don't know about, and that other people don't know about, that I think we need to put out there. And I think anytime we can find out that there's a new thing that somebody can do, or a new thing that's accessible, some sort of sport, and or I don't know, somebody that loves the ocean. I know Wanzo, I don't think he's in chat, or maybe he still is. He had a chance to go out and do deep sea fishing. So got onto, they used, like, I think he used a fishnet crane and literally picked him up in his whole entire chair and put him onto the boat, I believe. And I think that would be kind of, I don't know, I feel like that would be a lot of fun to be able to go out into the ocean and do like deep sea fishing. Obviously, be a big enough boat to deal with the, wheelchair and all that, but I just think that would be kind of cool. Or even like diving, like some sort of like I'm sure there's probably somebody out there that does some sort of accessible diving or something. So one of the new things that I totally, like, I've seen some videos. I was going to show you guys a video. Something that Orion brought up is something I totally forgot would be a thing they could make accessible, is sailing. Going on the sailboat, or even just boating in general. I know boating in general can be, challenging for those of us in chairs, and those that, have mobility issues, to be able to get out onto a boat and do things. And there's some really cool organizations and things that are out there that I didn't even know about or didn't realize. So I figured that's something to kind of jump into next to kind of show you guys. So I remembered after Orion mentioned that there is a nonprofit called the Impossible Dream. It's called the Impossible Dream Catamaran. So they basically, instead of saying impossible, they cross out the IM on the side of the boat, and you got the possible dream. So let me go ahead and pull up their video and give you guys a quick little tour of the boat, and then we'll talk about some other cool sailing stuff that has been found. Where's my desktop? I'm losing my mind. Oh, I guess we need audio too, huh?
Wheelchair accessible catamaran, one of the only built from the ground up to be wheelchair accessible. So she's an incredible example of universal design. Everything that was needed to be done so that people with wheelchairs can run this boat made the boat more beautiful, not less. She was built in 2002, commissioned by a sailor named Mike Brown. He had the boat for 10 years, and after 10 years, he looked for a home for it. She was in England. I went to England together with Harry Horgan, the founder of Shake a Leg, and purchased the Impossible Dream and brought her back to the United States. Once back there, we founded a nonprofit called the Impossible Dream, Inc. And what we do is, in the winter, we live here at Shake a Leg, Miami, and we take people out sailing, people with disabilities that don't have other ways to get out on the water. We believe that the water is healing, the water creates community, and improves life for everyone. Boating is very difficult if you are not completely able-bodied. When we go to each port, people see us. They see people with wheelchairs on the boat and running the boat, and it changes their perception about what is possible and that boating should be for everybody. And that's our mission, and that's our dream.
I'm impressed the amount of chairs they can get on there. I love the spinner knob there, just under wheel. That's awesome.
And this boat is really interesting because we go up and down the coast. We're constantly taking out people for a 2-hour tour, and it's beautiful that they have a good time and they enjoy it. and maybe their eyes are opened up about what's possible in their life, and you know what a really amazing design boat can do. And then we have guest crew and people who are more involved, and they will be on the boat for a month at a time, sometimes longer, and
cool.
really amazing people, because you know, people who have thrived in the face of adversity. It's really great. It's one of my favorite things about this project, is meeting so many amazing people who in the face of this incredible life-changing injury still maintain they're happy, they don't complain, and they enjoy life. And it's really, although Deborah hates me to say it, it's really inspiring to be around people like that.
Impressed at the space inside the cabin too. Looks tight, but it's still impressive. Wow, that's kind of cool in the elevator.
It's a very beautiful boat. It doesn't look, there's no medical equipment on it. It doesn't look like it was modified. And it was built for really everybody to be able to enjoy. So we travel up the East Coast in the summers, and we take out disability groups, veterans groups,
tight with
people
a power
from rehab
chair.
hospitals, adaptive sports groups, you name it. We take different groups out on the water for day sails. And then we always have guest crew, people with disabilities, that come and crew with us. So they'll come for multiple days at a time. Deborah's on board for 6 weeks in the summer. We have another friend who has a high-level spinal cord injury. And then sometimes people just do one overnight. Maybe it's their first time on a boat, and they're, you know, just being
we'll have
able
to
to
go back in the
participate
beginning. I
and
think you're
sail
right.
with
You have a
us.
little
So
bit of a
huge.
steep
So we have like
entrance.
all different kinds of participation
It's a
that
little
people
steep.
can do. And once on board, it equalizes the playing field. So once on board, like anybody can help us.
Hey, roller ramp.
And if anybody wants to help me, just let me know. You know, I'll teach you how to throw out the fender. But yeah,
That's a
anything
great
from
ramp, by the
helping
way.
sailing the boat, staying on watch when we're doing overnights, to cleaning the boat, putting out the fenders and getting ready to dock, throwing lines onto the dock. So we all do that as equally and to everybody's ability as much as possible.
Yeah, that's definitely steep for sure. It's a really cool little thing, though. What's so awesome? Just wanted to share that one, which I thought was just, like I said, a really cool thing, and it kind of reminded me of like, oh man, I remember this, you know, Impossible Catamaran. We've used those rants extensively. Yes, we had a, didn't we have a 12-foot version, if I recall? And I just have to so there is that boat experience, right? All right, so there's that one. Now here's boat experience for Wanzo. Ready? That's Wanzo right there. That is what size wave would you say that was? You told me, I think you told me 12-foot wave next to them, and his little poncho to help cover him up. I think he, you know, looks like he handled it pretty well. Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's kind of a night and day difference as compared to what we just saw. So there's boating, and then there's boating. What if I can zoom in and all? I mean, that's a good sized wave. And honestly, what I'd be concerned about, I see they have a towel down here, but I'd be worried about, because on like a smooth floor that's wet, like I don't know about you guys, but my power chair moves around. I feel like it'd be kind of tossed around a little bit. Yeah, I don't really know M300s as far as electronics in the back, how well coverage up is. And it does look like somebody does have a hold of Wanzo in this image too. So thank you, Totally Normal, for that one. I just know we just watched a really nice, peaceful, you know, yachting thing, and then we're like, oh, but here's what boating could really be. 12-foot wave coming over the side. Yeah, bye-bye power for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I figured thank you, Totally Normal, for sharing that. Um, yeah, so it's just one of those things that, like I said, I totally forgot about um, boating in general, and I've had a chance to get out on some accessible boats before, but it's just not something I really, I don't know, thought about. And there's some really cool different nonprofits and stuff that are out there that do like boating and yachting for people with disabilities, which I think is a super cool. And spinal cord injuries and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it was like an individual called the Judge Goldman Adaptive Sailing Foundation, and they're in Illinois. But upon like not only finding this one, but just doing some quick Google searching, there's a lot of adaptive sailing organizations and companies and things that are out there that I didn't know. So if any of you are into sailing and any of you love sailing, like this might be a new thing maybe to look into, a new activity you guys can plan on during the summer. I just wanted to kind of, pass on and share the information so that way if you guys or anybody in chat wanted to go and check it out, you guys could. And I do know that the United States in general has a U.S. Sailing team. And on U.S. Sailing, which I don't know why the page isn't working, but they do have an accessibility. I don't remember if this is the right link, but anyways, they had like para youth sailing. They had a lot of more information like that goes up to like the Paralympic level of sailing as well. If anybody else wanted any more information about that. So I will make sure that both of these links get put into chat. So that way, if anybody wants to go and learn about this, then you can. I don't know. I thought it was really cool because it's something, like I said, I have not totally forgot that, sailing's a thing. So Dee Dee's saying, two brothers in chairs, they do cruises. Which two brothers are you talking about, Dee Dee? Only push chair, go down to elevator, the dream boat. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, there's the U.S. Sailing link. And the other, another organization does sailing as well. Only push chair, go down the elevator. I guess that's true. They didn't really show a power chair at all. All their friends that go on a boat. Are they on YouTube, PD? Has anybody in chat done sailing either before injury or maybe ever since your injury? Of those that have injuries, has anybody ever done sailing at all before? I've been on a friend's pontoon boat, which has a limit as far as number of power chairs you can get on there. So I was actually impressed to see that many people in chairs on that catamaran because I was thinking about, weight balance and stuff. But I think a lot of us have been on pontoon boats before, but I feel like 2 or 3 power chairs on a pontoon boat, that's when things kind of get a little sketch. Not bad, but they can still get a little sketch. Powered self-tailing winches makes a lot of sailing accessible from the cockpit. That's true. Been on a sailboat once, but we used the engine the whole time. Before chair. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I have to say, and I'll be the first one to admit I've never been on the sailboat before. I think it'd be a lot. I've been on a rowboat, but that's about it. Just on a very small sailboat, 2-person. I grew up on a pond, lakes my area. Okay. And Dee Dee also did some sailing before chair days. Okay. So maybe it's just something that, you know, if you've ever been on a sailboat and want to, you know, since your injury, want to go back and try it out, it looks like there's quite a bit of options. And just Googling it, it seems like there's pretty much like accessible sailing groups in every like major area where there's water, which is super cool that they have that, you know, kind of like just like adaptive sports. There seems to be a lot of adaptive sports available in a lot of areas. And I feel like sailing's kind of right on up there. It's one of those things that we don't always think about, maybe unless it's summertime, but that's pretty cool. I'm gonna drag you out of the reservoir with me and Wanzo again. 3 chairs is fine. Wait, when you say you're gonna drag me out of the reservoir, do you mean like literally like picking me up from the bottom, dragging me out of the reservoir, or like how kind of reservoir are we talking about? That's what I would like to know. Are we talking about taking me out kind of reservoir, or just us staying on top of the boat? New boat can handle 4. All right. I will trust you and Wanzo with that one. On skis, under the wheels. Yeah, that's true. The Jaws boat ride at what park? Oh wait, isn't it is the universe, I wonder if that ride's accessible. Does anybody know? Your state, wait, random, but my state just updated their human services website. Pretty fancy. All right, you got, dude, you can't just like say a comment like that in chat and not provide us like, you got to send me a link on Discord. Like I have to see what is fancy. What is a fancy human services website? Well, you got to get the link. Unless you don't want to share it, that's totally fine. But I mean, that's got to be, it's got to be pretty good if you're saying it's fancy. Oh, you got a log, you got, it's behind like a login page? That's lame. Well, maybe you'll have to send us a screenshot later. Right, Raven, we'll have to see that. Ah, lets you apply for benefits and stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool. So is it, I'm assuming this is a Medicaid then kind of site that allows you to apply for benefits and stuff. I wish more states would make their the Medicaid process easier online, as far as applying for it, getting your benefits. You know, if there's issues with your benefits, a website would really make it a lot easier if it actually had websites that worked. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, glad to hear that you got a new fancy website in your town. That's awesome. Or state, sorry. State, town, you know what I meant. You get a good variety going. Let's see. What else do we have here to chat about? Talked about the Hoyer. We talked about some disability tips. Maybe that needs to be a new little thing. Maybe would you guys want like disability tips like on like a short, like a quick little like 30-second long clip? That's basically a little tip. A tip of the week. I don't know. I'm sure I can come up with some pretty good ones. Including probably starting the very first one is how important anti-tippers are. I think that would be my first one. Don't forget to jump for joy. I don't know what that's talking about, but I'm sure I'll receive it in Discord. Totally missed my days of boating. Haven't been in about 15 years. Wow. Yeah, Chris, you need to definitely need to try to get you out on a boat. Actually, one thing I did do is I did go out on like a mini like small cruise ship out on up in Seattle. It was like an Arbacy Cruises, I think is what it's called, where to kind of go around the Puget Sound up there in Seattle. I did do that for like a New Year's thing. That was actually quite a bit of fun. That was a large boat. I guess it's kind of like towards, I don't know, big boat. I didn't really feel it moving. I've also been on the up in Seattle when I lived there. The oh gosh, what are those called? I can't think of. You guys would totally know. Talk about the boats that go from island to island up there. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, they have like the boats you load up, you get like you load your car into it, and you can also be a pedestrian as well, like car or pedestrian. Anyways, and that boat was super rocky. Like it was into Puget Sound, getting tossed around with like water coming. No, not airboat. Like a transport ship, but it just goes like with like a bunch of cars on it, and like you can also haul people too. Yeah, ferry. Thank you. Yeah, a ferry boat. Anyways, been on a ferry boat up in Seattle in some rough weather, and that was quite interesting. Being like inside of a car in rough weather with a boat getting tossed around. That was quite. That's probably the most adventure I had in anything large boat wise. Maybe play it backwards and show the anti-tip of the week and things not to do. Yeah, that's true. Has anyone heard of some stores struggling to ask people to use their house chairs instead of their own power chairs? Wait, what? Didi, you gotta clarify this. I've never heard this. Are these like grocery stores? Like what kind of stores are this? So like at the mall? They were slower and safer for whom? That's what I'd like to know. Because that's very interesting. That seems a little highly discriminatory. But no, I have not heard that at all. Has anybody else heard that? As far as like stores and places saying like, you know, use your in the house chair instead of their own power chairs? That's crazy talk. I've not heard that at all, DD. If I did, I'd be like ranting and raving about it because that's just, yeah, those stores would be a grocery superstore. Interesting. No, I have not heard of that happening. That's really messed up because if I did, I'd be raising hell about that grocery store. I'd be putting them out there on blast. I saw that Jaws ride has like a heavy duty lift and turns like turntable. Hard to explain. Interesting. Let me see if I can find the Jaws ride. Accessible Jaws ride. That's what I'd like to see. Let's see if we can find a accessible Jaws. I'm sure there's a video out there. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything with the word accessible Jaws ride. Maybe I'll type in wheelchair accessible and see if anything shows up, because I'm not finding anything. Unless anybody else is, you guys chat is normally you guys are quicker and faster at finding this kind of thing. Does anybody have anything about the accessibility? Let me know if anybody finds anything on that. That's what I'm looking for, is the Jaws ride. Let's see. I was looking at an assisted living facility years ago and they told me I couldn't use a power wheelchair. That's insane. Because it gets too crowded. Like a power wheelchair takes up more space. Like, come on. You were at a pain management yesterday and the nurse stood as far away from the door as she could to hold it open as I drove through. The door is wide enough for a bed. She turned to my wife and said, "He's really good with that chair." You're like, wait, what? The door is 4 foot wide. Yeah, that's honestly, that sounds very, that's a comment I think I get on a regular basis. As far as like, oh, you're really good with that chair. Good job. That's like, it's just driving a chair. Really, guys? This is it. This is the meme. Said you had a joy. Jump for joy. Okay, all right, we're gonna put it on the screen for just a minute. God, love the meme. Christmas decoration in the Grand Forks have taken an especially dark turn. Jump for joy. That's just absolutely horrible. Very horrible. Leave it up to you guys to be grabbing a meme to be able to to throw up on the live stream. White Raven said, I get compliments from the paratransit drivers all the time. You're really good with that meat. Yeah. I go through 34-inch door opens at home. Maybe that should be your response next time to say, oh, you're really good with that. But like, I drive through 34-inch doorways on the way home. Or at home. I think that would be pretty funny. This is an actual thing they put up. You've seen it. And okay, so this is real. Wow, that's so horrible. Grand Forks, come on, people. You need to do better. Wait. So this is paid for by local government money? That makes it even 10 times worse. Wow. White Raven, I don't know what's going on in your local government there, sir, but things need to change. I always wanted to tell them that they are good with walking with those legs too. That's actually a really good comeback, Dee Dee. I never thought about saying that. It's like, well, yeah, you're really good with your walking legs too. Oh yeah, randos can't just install stuff on bridges. Well, I don't know. It could have been put there by a rando. I'm actually really shocked that was put there by the city. That really kind of blows my mind. I'm still looking for the wheelchair accessible Jaws ride. I want to see. There's got to be somebody out there in the interwebs, and there's a lot of interwebs, as we all know. But somebody out there has got to have a video of being on the accessible Jaws on the accessibility. But I'm not really seeing anything that says, yeah, accessible and Jaws combined. Bunch of like stuff in Japan, stuff like that. So if anybody ever finds that, please let me know. I am not able to find it during my quick research. The city actually did that and it lights up with stuff. That's impressive. Rando installed a sign on the interstate in California. It worked so well that the state made a real sign out of it years later. See, like that's okay. If a Rando jumps up on there, makes a really awesome holiday sign that's super cheerful and really does like a positive thing, I think the city should go through and do that. Like I think that'd be awesome. I'm finding articles about how everyone was terrified about the Jaws ride. Honestly, the only thing I can find is basically like last ride ever with 276 million views. And I've been on that ride, when I was younger as a kid. It wasn't that scary. Maybe they've made it more scary. I don't know. I have not been to Disney since 2017. So maybe I need to, maybe I need to jump back on that. Go back to Disney again. Oh, it wasn't a holiday sign. It was an exit ramp. Well, exit ramp. So, I mean, any kind of sign. Like if somebody's able to make one that's so good that catches the city's attention, I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah, you can't beat that. It's like free marketing stuff. They didn't have to do it. Yeah, no look on Jaws. Well, I mean, I guess we could try to find a random video and try to watch Jaws to see how scary it may be. Do we know what park that was at? Scroll back up here in chat. Let's see if we can figure out what park that was at. No, it said it had a turntable. It's something like turntable. Maybe that will show up. I don't know. I mean, there's got to be an article about it, or an image at least. How do I transfer to roller coasters? There's a video. U.S. National Park for accessible travel. A couple sailboat videos. Nope. I'm getting tons of accessible videos, but I'm not getting anything with that. Yeah, you want to know what? That's a good point. The Jaws ride exist anymore? Yeah, because some of these videos are like from 11 years ago. They closed, I think, like 2 years ago. So the only other thing I can think of is there's a Universal Studios in Japan. I think still has it. I see a video that somebody posted a month and a half ago. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's only available in Japan now. Maybe that's why we can't find anything about it. Here, I found a video. At least we can watch the ride. I can mute it. So make sure the desktop audio is muted. Okay. Let me get through an ad. I don't think we need to watch ads. I don't like, giving out ads if I don't have to. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's watch Jaws. Let me get to the good stuff here. Lots of people waiting in line. All right, let's get on the boat. Okay, I just wanted to check to see what the audio is like, and it's not anything exciting. It looks like, is it just me or is the boat? I mean, it looks like it's kind of sitting a little bit low. It's hard to tell from this point of view of how low this boat may be. But interesting. It's like you're just like waiting and anticipating for like the Jaws to like jump out of the water. All right, we're just still going. I feel like it's just gonna kind of. Oh, there's a boat that's sinking. Just trying to find you the good stuff. Yeah, interesting. Get through the scary stuff. All right, here's the highlight of the video. So we're going to go right to this point here. I think we should be seeing some action. There we go. I thought it'd be like attacking the boat a little bit more. Well, destroying the gas company. Oh man, I wonder if we have a video of that. Totally normal. There we go. Shakes the boat a little bit. A little bit of water spray. Yeah, the jungle boat. Oh yes, the jungle boat does have an accessible thing. I think I've been on that boat. Know exactly what you're talking about. Hey guys, like save the camera. Save the camera. Alright. Enough of that. But yes, so there is at Disney there is the jungle boat ride. That does have the turntable that you can drive onto, and then like it rotates you. Yeah, I have to say the accessibility at Disney has actually, I think we had like what totally normal, like 6-7 rides we went on. That wasn't a problem at all. Yeah, the CGI might make it a little bit better. But I remember it being a little bit more scary than that when I was younger, but that was yeah. The idea for the sign to come to Acrobat in 1999 when he found himself repeatedly getting lost trying to find the ramp to Golden State Freeway north from the... Oh, interesting. So the guy couldn't find his way, so he made a sign. That's really cool. You think it's on a track, not floating. No, that would make sense. Oh, wait. We have more Disney ride video. Oh, yeah. I forgot we went to Magic Kingdom. Oh, boy. Wow. Yours truly in this video. You guys are going to laugh at this. Who's this guy? Who's that guy right there with that weird hair? Who's that guy? I'll check the audio here and see if it's good, safe. I have no idea. I'm assuming if Totally Normal did it, it's all safe audio. Yeah, I'll keep the volume down. All right, here it goes. Now it's going to turn. Watch, look at the boat. Do you guys see how much the boat tilted down? Oh, that was a priceless interjection. Rotate. I do like that they at least put it right in the center. Now these boats were... And interesting. I didn't know if it showed you getting back out of the boat. I don't know if it showed that part. But I do know we also had the crazy fireworks and the thunderstorm and we got lost. Oh, my bad. I think I did not turn on the audio on that one. But if anybody wants to, I guess, check out what it is far as Disney World being accessible, here is a great little video done by Totally Normal that you guys all know. So if everyone wants to go and check that out, there's a link. Yeah, that's my bad. I think I had the audio off. Sorry about that. Need a ramp like that for all boat, but need more open to move around on the boats. Yeah. It got copyright tagged. You want to know, it must have been that quick little blurb that you threw in there, little after I got onto the boat. Yeah. Let's get some more views on that video, people. Episode 241. What year was it? When? How long ago was this? 5 years ago. There you go. I think Totally Normal and I need to go and do a repeat and give you guys an updated Disney World video, because I mean that's been from 5 years ago. So we'll see. That'll be kind of they got to figure out the next trip location. It was intro music they claimed, wow, 3 years ago. That's crazy. That's one thing I have to say about doing YouTube and starting a YouTube channel and doing all this is having copyright claims for stuff. Like you really have to, like for example, like pulling up any video I find on YouTube and playing it in live stream, I got to make sure the audio is pretty much muted most of the time because the chance of copyright strike happening because of that is so high. You just never know if there's going to be like a music coming in from a mall or a store or anywhere really, and then you end up basically being SOL. And yeah, I've only had luckily one so far, and I like to keep it that way. Let's keep the copyright things to a min, if we can. I mean, if we can't, no big deal. But has anybody been to Disney at all in the last, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years? Since that was 5 years ago. I was curious if anyone has been since then, if they had like friends or family. It's stupid. We ain't going to steal songs. Right? It's like, hey, so by the way, these songs are in your video are going to make it so people are going to steal music. And everyone's going to suffer from it. Yeah, I know. DD has not been since 1973. Well, I can tell when we did go, there was quite a bit of accessible rides. The Jaws ride in Orlando was removed in 2012 to make room for Harry Potter. Ah, okay. That's why it's only available in Japan now. Okay. That makes sense. What was the other? I think that was the most adventurous ride that we went on, right? Totally Normal. Was there any other rides at Disney that we missed? I feel like there's another one that we missed. Let's see. Oh, interesting. That's actually a pretty cool little place. Buzz Lightyear, Little Mermaid, and a little... Oh, It's a Small World After All. We went on that one too. Was that in the video? That we went on the other ones? Was that in the beginning of the video? All right. Open these up. Orion, the stuff that you just sent me, do you know, do they have any accessibility at this place? So here's a probably something in case anybody wanted to know. Is kind of very similar to like what the Jaws was on. This is a Opryland Hotel in Nashville. Has a boat ride, and basically it has like these channels built into the like ground that it basically kind of flows through. You can kind of see the channel right here. See, so that's kind of how they do a lot of the accessible rides. They put like on like a track, and just kind of goes through, a channel that always keeps the boat, I don't know, probably, centered where you want it to stay. There's a good view of the track system. That's pretty cool to have that inside of a hotel. I wonder if that's if this accessibility, how that is. Oh, the raised area at the top, like wait, like the top, like the highest spot, like up here, like behind this lady in yellow, there's like a perfectly high spot. That's where they park a wheelchair. That'd be a little. I feel like that would be a little, I don't know, uneasy. Especially if the boat started rocking back and forth. Even though it's on a track, I still feel like it would be interesting. So literally they put you on that part of the boat. That's interesting. How many of you in chat would actually go on that boat, sitting right in the top of the middle like that? I feel like that would be kind of a little dangerous. The weight being on there. Or the center of gravity, especially. Beyond stable. Well, it's true. It does have ability. It's probably not like a very deep thing or anything. All right, have another part of the video. It also shows more accessibility at Disney. I got lots of ads. This video of Totally Normals is riddled with ads. He was not kidding. Got ads everywhere. But don't worry, it's a small world after all. Oh, this is before we even get into the... Did we have some issues getting onto this ride? No suit for you. You got denied. You had to go on the boat all by yourself. Surprisingly, he's the only kid still on the leash that day. I forgot about that. Wait, did you have to pull all the way up in the middle? Or at the front? Oh, man. Is your head really close to the ceiling there? When you went through that tunnel, it looked like it was pretty close. Yeah, I think everyone had their phones out. It's just a super slow ride, and yeah. There you go. And then back off. Nothing nothing super exciting, but it's another accessible ride. There's quite a bit there. I mean, I think we hit like 6 or 7 rides that day. So, and that was 5 years ago. So I can almost guarantee you that they have a lot more as far as accessibility goes on rides. And we didn't have a whole lot of issues getting onto rides as far as like weights go or anything at all like that. But if any of you have been thinking about going, I recommend it. I mean, it's not... I know, 7 rides out of all how many of the rides that are there is not the greatest, but they do have some other ones that if you have the physical ability to transfer yourself that you could get onto. They only had like, I think about 5 or 6 or so for power chair users, but that was 5 years ago. So I'm guessing that time has probably changed and they have more. How was parking? We got dropped off by a friend of ours, but from what we saw, it wasn't bad. I mean, rows and rows and rows of, handicap parking, not a problem. Hey, Thomas and Rich, good morning, little 5:30 a.m. Oh, wow, it's already 5:30 a.m. your time. Okay, it'll be late my time. I went on a wheelchair accessible mini train at a park in Scottsdale. Felt like the train was going to tip over from the weight of the wheelchair every time it went around the curve. Oh man, awesome, Minnesota. That sounds like an awesome time right there. What park? I'm trying to think what park it is in Scottsdale. I know what you're talking about. There's a park in Scottsdale. I'm sure you're talking Scottsdale, Arizona. I can't think of the name of that park that you're talking about. It has a train. Yeah. Wow, look at that. We went down a rabbit hole of, let's see, what did we go over today? We had accessible sailing. We talked about Hoyer systems. I guess I'll be coming up with disability tips. It sounds like that's going to become a thing. We talked about the Travelator, the flat excavator that went up to it upstairs. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think we kind of... Oh, and we also talked about the research named World's Most Accessible Cities. So that's pretty cool too. McCormick Railroad Park. Yeah, that sounds about right. Orion City's parked at the front gate at Disney. Yeah, and I have to say the accessibility as far as like once you park to get inside the park, there's tons of accessibility to get like from where you park to inside the park. So yeah, it might just have to cross the street or something, but yeah. Yeah, awesome, Minnesota. That sounds somewhat correct. I know there's a train, something there. Well, I think we're, I know, sorry, Thomas and Rich, I know you just got on. But we're probably gonna start winding down the stream here. I do have to be, the reason why I jump off, in case you guys are like, why does the guy jump off exactly at 8:30 pretty much? 8:30 is kind of the cutoff time with the caregiver I have. She's got to be able to get home back on time to her family and stuff. So just kind of letting you guys know, it's like, why does this dude bail exactly at 8:30? That's pretty much why. I just want to make sure that I respect their time and they're here for me. And yeah, but thank you everyone for all the the chat and the stream and the links. Remember to like, share, subscribe, retweet. You know, all those jams. And everyone have a wonderful night and take care. And I will be seeing most of you on hopefully tomorrow's stream at Totally Normal. And yeah, everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you again, Orion. Thank you for the links, sir. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys again next week, and hopefully actually have some an actual subject matter. No more of this random topics. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Everyone, have a good evening, and I'll see you all next week. See ya.